Hello there and welcome to Riot Pro Wrestling. I'm your host, Veronika Ska. On today's episode, we will see Danny Darko take on JD in a no disqualifications match. This match was made by Mr. Showtime as a way to punish JD and possibly injure him. Danny Darko has been known to be a bit unstable at times, and this match was made for someone like him. Before we get to the carnage, first, let's hear from our sponsors.
Hey fans, it's the man they call Dave with producer Joe, and you probably know us as the commentary team for New Heights Pro Wrestling, but when we're not doing that, we got a podcast.
That is the Working Fans Podcast, where we talk pro wrestling, comedy, MMA, and so much more.
And tell them about that signature segment.
Oh, you talk about the 531?
You know I am.
That is a homegrown creation that has been our namesake. And if you want to know our namesake, we got Chevy, AJ Strange Brew, as well as the two of us.
And why don't you go to our channel, like, subscribe, show us some love.
Rate, review, all of it.
Riot Pro Wrestling returns to the Volusia Mall in Daytona Beach, Florida on Saturday, September 16th for Untouchable. Tickets start at $20 for the first row, $15 for the second, and general admission is only $10. Doors will open at 1 p.m., showtime at 2 p.m., and tickets are now available on Eventbrite.com. Do not miss out. This is going to be a riot.
Welcome back to Riot Pro Wrestling, The Return, Episode 6.
We got a big grudge match here. It's the man they call Dave with producer Joe, the Working Fans Podcast. We're ready to commentate this exciting match.
Ref Megan Jackson already in the ring. Interesting Darko being in this match. He had previously been banned from Riot Pro Wrestling when JD struck him in the crowd and he lost his mind going after JD. But Mr. Showtime just has it in him to go after everybody he doesn't like.
Yes.
And he brought Darko back from suspension, offering him a contract if he can defeat JD in a no DQ contest. The cards are stacked against JD. Mr. Showtime has seemed to get his way most of tonight's show. Will that continue in our main event here?
Stakes are high.
Darko is a demented individual. This is, if you want to punish JD in the ring, this is who you do it with. This man is unhinged.
Right. He's not worried about winning or losing. He's trying to hurt him. Although he needs to win here, he wants to get this contract.
His nickname is the Freak Show. You can obviously see why.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, happy to be in this location of the Volusia Mall in Daytona Beach, Florida. Riot Pro Wrestling, The Return. Riot Pro Wrestling coming back from hibernation, hungrier than ever. JD is one of those superstars that wants to be in the top ranks of Riot Pro Wrestling. This man stands 6'2", 273 pounds. He is trained at the Team Vision Dojo with Alex Porteau and with the legend Scott Hall.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. We've seen JD before. We've had the privilege of calling some of his matches. He is a bad man. When he hits you, he hurts you. He's intense and he is ready to go.
And he is not going to let Mr. Showtime one-up him here in this main event, no matter who he's using, even if it's the dangerous Danny Darko.
Darko might be demented, but JD is a bad dude. He is ready for action.
Focused, loving to connect with these fans on the outside here.
Absolutely, these are his people. Just see the intensity in his eyes now. He knows what he's in for, and he's ready for it.
Locking eyes with Darko, and these two, are they going to get it started now?
Take a look at this. Like, if you look at a guy like Darko, and he comes face-to-face with you, you're probably going to run the other way.
That's like being face-to-face with a nightmare there, but they locked eyes.
Yeah, JD didn't budge.
No, this man is not afraid. All right, Megan Jackson making sure Darko's ready, making sure JD's ready. The bell is rung and we are ready. Slowly circling each other.
Staring each other down.
Darko signaling JD in, but JD telling him to take a minute. Listen to the crowd. Darko not taking it seriously.
Like Freddy Krueger versus Jason here. These two are just two big bad forces that are about to lock up, and
I couldn't think of a better match to have in our main event here tonight. All right, there's even some Darko fans out here. There's always a couple.
Darko's not intimidated. He's got some nasty things to say to these people.
We keep it a little more family-friendly on these airwaves, but you can't stop a man like Darko.
No, absolutely not.
Tying up JD, backing Darko into the ropes, but Darko pushing JD off almost effortlessly there.
Freddy versus Jason, Abby versus Brody. This is gonna be
King Kong versus Godzilla for that matter.
Yes, this is gonna be nasty.
And as always, when two behemoths fight, there are no DQs, so we are gonna see a decisive winner in this contest. Collar and elbow tie-up, Darko pushed to the ropes there.
Yeah, maybe JD with a slight power advantage. Oh, look at that. Darko's not going to take that.
Now, JD definitely has the power advantage, but Darko has something a little more, that unhingedness that's going to give him that X factor.
Oh, Darko takes him down.
See him taking double leg takedown there and just wailing on JD.
Look at JD covering up here, though. You know? I think a lot of those blows were hitting his shoulder, and, you know, that's going to be good. So maybe Darko wears himself down that way.
This isn't JD's first fight. He is going to be ready going into this. If you throw fist at him, he's going to block him, and he's going to throw him back 10 times harder.
Now Darko steps out.
I mean, Darko might have been ready for that, but I don't know if he internalized that. It looks like a little taken aback by those strikes, wanting to get his breath back under him.
Gotta wonder what Darko's got up his sleeve here. Oh, stomps his hand.
Darko's playing around a little bit on the outside, and JD not having it. Ref Megan Jackson staying up on that count there.
And JD's got the high ground right now.
You got to think, with that contract at stake, that Darko might be a little more on JD, but it could be the mind games. Get JD annoyed. Get him emotional about the fight. And then when you see his emotions have taken over, that is when you flip the tide. You got to wonder, Mr. Showtime has had something up his sleeve this entire show.
Right.
Last episode, we saw the announcement by Princess Josh that they were co-GM. And we got to see, hopefully that will help negate some of Mr. Showtime's influence, because just the amount of matches he's put Sean Hawley in, the way he has stacked the card against anybody he doesn't like. Look at that Young Lions Championship Gauntlet match against Christian Mills.
Sure.
And now he's got a mercenary for hire that used to be banned from this company just to punish JD. So Mr. Showtime's gotten a little ahead of himself. Hopefully Princess Josh can finally rein that in.
You see the ring just move when these two get whipped into it. Oh, jumping kick.
Yeah, 'cause we said earlier, JD 6'2", 273. Darko has got to be at least 6'4", 300 pounds, maybe 300 plus.
Darko with a big DDT there as well.
Using all his weight and JD's weight to drop JD on his head. Dangerous move here.
Yeah, JD holding his head.
And we talked a little bit about Darko's plotting style, but I think it's just, he knows what he's doing here. He's creating his own rhythm for the match and throwing JD off. And
you gotta kind of wonder what he's doing here.
Ref is keeping up that count.
Yeah.
Is this what Mr. Showtime instructed him to do? Just walk out of the match? I don't know. I can't even read Mr. Showtime's mind at this point.
Yeah.
This seems a little more like what Showtime would guide him to do. We have a trash can full of weapons here. No DQ match. Why not? Throwing a kendo stick into the ring.
And for those confused by the count, it's a no DQ match. There is countouts.
JD gets that kendo stick, but Darko immediately the kick to the midsection and slamming that stick across JD's back. He got him in between that vest and the skin, so he got around the covering, hitting JD in all the right spots. You see that vest, it doesn't cover up the sides. Getting shots at that liver, getting shots at the kidney. Once again, this is just a beatdown. I'm at a loss for words because once again, this feels a lot like the match earlier with Sean Hawley, where it's gone from a wrestling match to just punishment.
Yeah. I'm not sure who's going to stop Darko with a kendo stick.
No, Ref Megan Jackson is in there to count the pin, to keep order, but I don't know. Darko is just a different individual. You see him stalking JD here, cannonball into the opposite corner.
JD's taking a DDT, shots with those kendo sticks, and a cannonball. He could be done here. Gotta love JD, his fighting spirit, but he's taking a lot of punishment.
I've got a concern for JD here. He looks out. It looks like Mr. Showtime is getting his way once again during this show.
What's Darko doing here? Trying to push him out of the ring?
Yeah, throwing it. You gotta wonder why Darko is doing this. Is it just more punishment? Is this what Mr. Showtime instructed him to do?
Right. Yeah, you gotta wonder, like you said. I'll tell you what, though, JD is not going out of his ring easy. He must know
he's staying alive. He is fighting.
He must know, I don't want to be out there with Darko right now.
Well, I think he feels what the rest of the room feels. This was a great return show for Riot Pro Wrestling, despite the influence that Mr. Showtime has continued to exert on this show. And I think people are getting worried by seeing how Darko is handling JD in the ring, that Mr. Showtime just might walk away with a win.
Well, Darko's going back outside here.
I mean, we thought for sure Princess Josh was saving us during that last show, but this might be Mr. Showtime's chance after all.
Here comes that kendo stick
right back
again.
to the kendo stick.
I couldn't help but notice. I said
JD got the lid.
I don't think Darko has realized that. Oh!
Big hit. Darko looks like he's out on his feet. He hasn't let go of that kendo stick, but he does not look like where he is. Finally down.
That slow knockout fall. Goodness gracious. Darko. Darko gets up.
He kicked out at 2, but that was a slow kick out.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Darko knows where he is right now. 2 shots to the head.
That last shot with the trash can.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has a concussion. You heard the sound on that lid.
Darko in bad shape.
Yeah, he doesn't have any sense. He's the freak show. He's going to continue moving forward.
There's that big clothesline. Darko's still up. Anyone else would have been down.
JD lining up for another one.
Another one.
Darko's still up. How many of it is it going to take him down? And the third one takes him down. JD's still a little winded there. Going for the pin. Oh, no.
2 trash can shots and 3 clotheslines. You got to wonder, what's it going to take to put away Darko here?
And JD wants to be more safe than sorry. He wasn't just going to go for the pin there. He stands Darko up in the corner and wants to deliver further punishment, knowing that Darko's done. Big lariat splash in the corner. Pulls Darko out. Big slam!
Look at that power slam out of the corner.
JD just picked up 300 plus pounds, slammed it on the mat.
Let everybody
Darko back up.
What is this? What is choke?
Darko using all his power to resist it.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. JD reverses, though.
Oh, JD almost has it synced in.
Switches position. Got that
crossface. That's locked in tight.
Darko could be fading here.
JD confidently in position, laying on top of it. He's not even fighting to get out.
I think Megan's going to check on him.
That is a premature bell.
But that is a drop of the head. Timekeeper might have been excited.
I mean, we were excited. We were calling him out before she was even checking his arm.
Megan was on top of it, though.
I think that says a lot about how much all of us wanted to see JD win.
Oh, look at this.
Not again. We hadn't even brought this up, that there had been a championship prom.
What do you want? Are you making matches without me? Yes. We have a lot to discuss. You don't even know how much talent that you have. Chico, come on out here. I'm going to allow this match for right now.
Yeah, Mr. Showtime is definitely in with this guy.
Well,
Princess Josh going to go explain things to Mr. Showtime there.
But Josh did allow this match.
Yes, because a championship match promise had been on the table. Right. Mr. Showtime had been withholding it.
But this is not the best time maybe for JD to get... Oh, look at this. Chico does not care. We saw that earlier. He will do whatever it takes to get the victory.
JD still has enough in the gas tank, but Mr. Showtime, even though Princess Josh let this match happen, Mr. Showtime's influence is all over this match. JD, much like Sean Hawley earlier, beat down, but put into a championship match. It seems like Mr. Showtime's helping you out.
Look at the difference here, too. Initially, when we called the match with Darko, JD was able to block some of those punches. He was not able to block any of those punches right now.
No, he gave it all in his match against the big man there and barely had a chance to catch his breath before Mr. Showtime came out and made this second match. Chico Adams hoping to come out and have an easy defense. Thankfully, Josh came out and brought Mr. Showtime to the back.
Right.
You have to wonder how Mr. Showtime is going to handle things going forward. He was able to easily exert his power. Josh putting a barrier on that. And as we know from elsewhere, Josh not someone to be messed with.
Absolutely. But this is still a rough situation for JD. You talk about, the cards being stacked against you here.
Yeah, I'm personally glad that Riot Pro Wrestling not only brought in Josh as a co-general manager, but, frankly welcomed us in. As you saw the video, Princess Josh invited us to come here, brought us in as a commentary team.
I'll tell you what.
And we have watched this return show unfold. Not happy with Mr. Showtime, but we are excited to be front row and bringing you all the action, telling you where this...
Yeah, calling this great action absolutely is an honor, but this isn't about us. This is about JD, Chico Adams for the championship, and JD hurt and maybe out of it, but he's still fighting for all he's worth.
Yeah, still staying in the match. Chico, it looks like he's a bit... perturbed by this, thinking he'd have the easy win.
And we've seen it before. He doesn't want to work hard. He wants the easy win. He's got the talent, but he just wants to take shortcuts. Looks like a Russian leg sweep, perhaps. Nope. Oh, what's that choke?
Oh, JD flips him over, got him in the choke. That is in.
Wow, look how deep that is.
That looks up. Chico tapped.
That's a tap. Oh, he's tapping.
We got a new champion.
Hell yeah!
Mr. Showtime has to be losing his mind in the back. JD,
wow,
he's got to be happy, but you got to wonder if it's even sunk in yet.
Oh, look at that. Exhausted.
Well, we got to...
He gave it all he had. Look at this, Joe. He's having the ropes to pull himself up, but Wow, what a moment for JD.
This was the main event after the main event. I didn't think we'd get a title championship. We got a championship change.
Welcome back, Riot Pro Wrestling. What a way to come back.
Yes, such a big show. You get to crown a new champion, and now we've got to see where is this going to go going forward. What influence will Princess Josh have?
Right.
Will Mr. Showtime be able to have this complete stranglehold that he's had?
What a night of wrestling action. We got co-general managers, and we got a new Riot Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
JD Heavyweight Champion. Kelsey Reagan, Valkyrie Champion. House of Spades Tag Team Champions. Christian Mills, the Young Lions Champion. I'm going to want to see where all these championships are going forward. And if you want to stay up with everything going forward, make sure to keep watching Riot Pro Wrestling. Stay aware of our social medias. Like, subscribe, all of it. Thank you for watching.
Good night, everybody.